What's up, folks? This is Justin from Books, Bricks, and Boards. I'm just getting over a case of laryngitis. My voice isn't really doing that great, so just going to do a short video today. But today I thought I would talk about some ways to marry up your mythos. So whether you want to have Christmas with Cthulhu or maybe spin the dreidel with Dagon. These are 5 ways that you can enjoy the Cthulhu mythos on your own or cooperatively. So without further ado, here are my 5 top Cthulhu solo experiences. First up, I have the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game Alone Against series. Those of you familiar with the channel know that I am a big fan of Alone Against the Flames, but these other adventures by Chaosium also give that same attention to detail and the flexibility in play choice that made Alone Against the Flames such an awesome addition to their starter set. Not only that, but these are also relatively inexpensive. They have some pre-generated characters that you can use, or you can insert your own characters into the game. And they each have a wildly different goal to the play. So while I would much rather experience Cthulhu with friends, as I'm going to this afternoon, when I can't do that, having this as an option to play through is a very good one. I'm still using the same rules from the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which is tried and true. It's been around since, I believe, 1981. And I get to experience the player's side instead of the keeper's side for a change. Each of these stories has its own advantages. Alone Against the Dark is going to be more of a globe-trotting affair. Alone Against the Frost is going to be kind of a wilderness jaunt. And then Alone Against the Tide, well, I'll leave that one for you guys to discover for yourself because it's a bit of a surprise. But, so this is going to be the first of my solo, or this one is only solo, Call of Cthulhu options, ways to fight the mythos on your own. The Call of Cthulhu RPG Alone Against series. So folks watching my channel are probably very familiar with the 4 Against Darkness series. This is an excellent solitary map-making / dungeon crawling adventure game. I can't really call it much of an RPG. It's more of like just a dungeon crawl solo event. You can do it cooperatively as well. And you know, there's a ton of expansions for it. There's 4 Against the Abyss, Wayfarer's Adventures, The Three Kings, Night and Destiny, Dark Waters, and Caves of the Kobold Slave Masters, and more. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today, I'm here to talk about the Mythos version, 4 Against the Great Old Ones. So, where the other 4 Against Darkness series books that I have played through anyways don't really capture a RPG story feel for me, the 4 Against the Great Old Ones really does. So a lot of this game is about the investigation and about making wise choices on how to figure out which Great Old One the cult is trying to call upon, and then stopping that from happening. So mechanically, it is very much 4 Against Darkness with some small tweaks to make it handle insanity and whatnot. The classes in it are distinctly Lovecraftian in nature, but you're still rolling a d6 against a challenge rating, and you still have that great simple level up mechanic. The additional factor in this one is there is really a timer on this. Once your time is up, the Great Old One is called and the world is presumably destroyed. But this is another great option to solo against the mythos this Christmas. Another great way to battle the mythos, either solo or cooperatively, in my opinion, is Shadows of Brimstone. Now, it may not directly say that it is a mythos game, but there are plenty of tentacles and strange and alien-looking beasts that certainly evoke that Lovecraftian feel. On top of that, there is a huge amount of content available for this game. I stopped collecting it a while back because I have so much now that I'll never play all of it. But what I do have is a wonderful collection of mythos-inspired creatures that I get to shoot with my 6-gun or cut in half with my samurai sword. It's a simple D6 based system. The character progression in it is very satisfying. You get lots of choices. There's a little bit of randomness to it. And there is a real feel of cost to your decision making. You get scars and wounds and injuries, and you collect madnesses. And over the course of your hero's adventuring career, you will feel like they show the effects that the lifestyle they have chosen has had upon their character, and it plays out mechanically in the game as well. It's not just a straight up curve where you just get more powerful. You also have costs associated with that. The game plays in about an hour to an hour and a half typically. It plays very well solo, and it does have, in my opinion, the best emergent narrative of any game that I have played. While you might not have a direct storyline other than a simple quest that you're playing, the emergent story that comes along with all of the different event cards that you draw and whatnot really creates something that's special and unique every single time you sit down at the table. And that is why Shadows of Brimstone is an excellent way to solo against the mythos this holiday season. All right, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise choice, I have a feeling. I figure most of you probably would expect Arkham Horror, the LCG, but this is actually Arkham Horror, the board game. This is 3rd edition. Currently there are 3 expansions for it, and you can usually get them all on sale, and you can get the entire experience that's out right now for a relatively inexpensive price. This is going to offer the investigation gameplay, the story-driven gameplay, and the wide variety of investigators and missions to choose from that you would expect from an Arkham Files game, but it is going to be much more focused than what a more overarching system like Arkham Horror, the LCG, would be. I do like that this has a strong dice element. I enjoy rolling bones. And then I also like that the dice in this are not custom dice. I can grab any set of 6-siders and use them for extras in this game. The gameplay focuses on exploration and investigation as much as it does combat, and in trying to prevent the mythos from taking hold. So this is going to be a great way to get a more broad Arkham Horror experience than many of the other options, but it is not going to be quite as in-depth an experience as the LCG. But on the flip side, the LCG has a million expansions right now, and if you're a completionist like me, you could wind up very quickly in debt up to your eyeballs trying to catch up from where it is right now. So that, for me, is why Arkham Horror 3rd edition is my choice from the Arkham Files line. And my top way to solo the mythos, Cthulhu Death May Die. Now, what this game has going for it is fast gameplay, interesting character choices, great miniatures, and a simple mechanic system that you can teach and learn in a very short period of time. Now I know in the last section I talked about how I liked that Arkham Horror did not have custom dice, and this game does have custom dice. But where I think that it does not fall prey to the same issues as most games with custom dice, you can get a full set of these for only about $7. Usually you're looking at $10 to $15 for a custom set of extra dice for a game, and usually board games come with not nearly enough of them. So for $7, definitely worth having the custom dice. You can get extra elder ones, like this is the Black Goat of the Woods, or Yog-Sothoth. And the game is modular. So you pick an old one, you pick a hero, and you pick a scenario. You throw those in the mixer, and it's almost like a Street Masters system in that respect, that you get a different experience based on how you combine those Voltron pieces. The gameplay is very tight. If you have played Massive Darkness, or if you've played Zombicide, you know that it's a fast-paced, and it is strategic, but yet still it is not predefined how things are going to come out in the wash. So whereas the other games that I have mentioned in my video today give you a lot of the Call of Cthulhu RPG experience, this game gives you more of the Call of Cthulhu Pulp RPG experience. Because most of the time, whenever you're playing a Mythos-related game, you're trying to keep Cthulhu from arriving at all costs. Where in this game, you are trying to make sure he arrives so you can punch him in the face. So Cthulhu, Death May Die, is going to be what I spend most of my time this holiday season battling the Mythos, and I hope you have a Merry Mythos and you have a Cthulhu Christmas. This is Justin from Books, Bricks, and Boards. Good gaming, and God bless.